Traders, Nick Shaheen here on Thursday night, 8/18. Doing a video, but from a different perspective. So during the day, I share my screen live in a live trading room that for about 320 people. It's growing, pretty quickly. But today we had all week actually we've had over 320 people, and today specifically we were trading. One of the tickers we were lively trading was Tesla, and it's always lively. So I shared something to the outside world through my Twitter account, and you're looking at my Twitter account. So if you don't follow me on Twitter, please do. It's at RacerNick, no K, RACERNIC. And also while we're at it, subscribe to this channel. It's free so far. And hit the bell so you can get notified when I post videos. I don't spam, but usually I do a pretty good job being indifferent. I mean, not to put some bias into the chart and just try to read the chart the way it is. So today's comments are on how to use some charts you see out there. So if somebody posts a chart, they get nitpicked sometimes or misunderstood. For example, I guarantee you when I posted this morning, somebody may have said, oh my gosh, look how smart this guy is, sarcastically speaking. He tells us it could go up or it could go down. Well, that's not the point. The point is I'm laying out the potential paths that are available and acting whenever one of them develops. So this is too tight for me because I'm helping people. I can't trade fast enough here, but some of my people do. They know and they are able to, and they know what to do with these lines in between. But these lines, for somebody that's slightly slower, they would wait for the breach of one line and chase it and know where it's going. So this line is helpful for somebody that wants to short Tesla, that when it's confirmed a break, then they could probably get quite a few bucks out of it. This one's slightly smaller because of this red line, which at the time was the highest volume point for the day. These comments, by the way, even though this is a 1 minute chart, these comments apply to any time frame. So if you are doing research and this happens to be daily charts and this happens to be a whole year, not one day, the same comments apply. When you're running into a prior heavy volume area, you're going to hit some resistance. If you're falling into a prior bounce level, you're going to get some support, but a better hold. Otherwise, so these were the comments, and I posted them on Twitter. So if you ever see comments like these from me or from somebody else, this is a guide to how you would deal with it. So in concept, I would wait for the break out of here and then chase it if it comes, or decide not to if I see something weird. This is easier looking. So the confirmation is when it goes below it on a closing basis, and I want to see the whole minute close or the whole day close, whichever time frame you guys were looking at. In this case, it's a minute. And then I would love to see a test even up back to here and fail and come back and lose the place from which it bounced. Then this is on and you get it. So sometimes in the heat of the battle, as soon as you see a break, people chase it. And then if you have fast hands to stop out, that's great. Also, this kind of pattern was set before based on a place where I thought there would be buyers, but a better hold, and from the time before that. So clearly, there's a whole bunch of important areas here. So the first one was 908. So I said to my people in there, if it gets to 907, it's going to get ugly. It did get to 907, I think, but then the bell rang. So tomorrow's open will be pretty important. So let's go look into the charts and see what happened. So this is that same chart, only the full day. We were looking here, somewhere. Those are the two lines in question. So this one was not in threat after my post. This one developed, and it didn't price out completely. I thought they would be able to get to here where the accident scene was, but they failed right here in this area. So this area has been pivotal for a while, 915. So keep that number in your head tomorrow. If they're coming up into 915, it's failed before. It's been in contention for a while. So if they take it out, it's a catalyst up. But going into it, I would not buy calls. That's just one thing I wouldn't do at 915. And now I should also remember 912. That's the area from which they broke out. And I can tell you it came up several times today, 912. And then I mentioned 907. So this is 907. They came so close and they got saved by the bell. Why did I choose 907? Because 907 clears the 908 bounce from here, 908 and change. So I said if they get to 907 and they come back and they cannot recover like the 910 area here, they come back and lose 907, they're probably going to the high 800s, so 890 or something like that. Let's call it 900. So tomorrow's open is pretty important for Tesla, just from a technical perspective, and only for a few hours. I'm not saying Tesla is a short. I never short Tesla. I buy dips in Tesla. So I almost pray for a dip, but I don't want to, so people don't lose money. But if it comes, hey, joy, because then I go out, somebody will say it's going to zero, and you go out and catch a falling knife. And the way we do it, selling credit puts or selling puts for somebody that can't sell puts to own shares, that's the easy money. Now, tomorrow, I should also remember this number, 910 and change. Why? That red line I didn't draw. That's the heaviest point of volume for the open session, not including the pre-open session. So throughout the day, they had volume everywhere. This was the heaviest point. When it came to 910.5, both the bulls and bears loved it the most out of all of them. And it was a fairly big spike, head and shoulders above everything else. So when they come back into it, it's going to provide some breaks, resistance on the way up, and also pay attention to 912 and 915. So these are lines to remember for tomorrow. As far as on the downside, if you lose 907, they're going to try to come back. And if they fail, they continue that lower highs, lower lows, probably get to around 900. That's worth catching with a tight stop. What's a stop? If this fails, then I get out. I don't want to find out how low they go. From a trading perspective, again, everything I say here is the comments of a trader thinking out loud to himself or herself. I am not recommending you do anything with Tesla. I'm just telling you how I would take this piece of information and translate it into an action plan. So when next time you see a chart with a bunch of lines that go up and down, don't think, oh, this guy's confused. No, they're laying out a roadmap as to if this happens, I do that because this is what's likely going to follow, that arrow up. If this happens, then it's likely to be this in several steps. So that's how it works. And again, these comments would have worked exactly the same on a 1 day chart. So this is a 1 minute chart, right? So if I take all the lines and I say 1 day, now this is a 1 day chart for a whole year, but the same concept. I don't buy calls going into this until they break out, and then they come up to here. So don't short Tesla with conviction. See how they failed twice around the same time, same place? Yeah, freaky, right? No, look left. Look left. What? Look left. It's been a fight for a long time. Look. So these are not coincidences. What is this, about 50, halfway between the top and the bottom? This is halfway. Pretty close. So they're fighting over an important zone. But if the bulls are able to take this out, get out of the way. That thing is probably going to go to here. Don't be too short. I know it has a split here somewhere, but it's kind of a funky split. 3 for 1, but wasn't there some dilution or something? So make sure to study. By the way, don't open a big option. I wouldn't open a big options position into a split. I made the mistake with CRM, I think, split 3 for 1. So if you had 100 contracts, you end up having to close 300 contracts. That is a lot of contracts to close. So make sure you know what happens when a split and you have options positions. So, and if it's a spread, that would be, 2 legs, hundreds of times. So just make sure. Anyway, comments stand 1 minute, 1 day, 1 week, all the same concept. If you like this video, hit a like. Is there a hate button? There should be. Or dislike. Better than hate. Hate's a strong word. Dislike.